Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to the Master Wing channel. Firstly, I just want to thank everybody so far for the support, the likes, and the subscribes already. It's pretty intimidating just starting your channel, and again, just really want to thank y'all for helping me out. I'm going to try to bring y'all some good content, some fun games, and try to improve the quality every time. So we will hop right into this game. I'm reviewing this game after the fact, but I thought it was worthwhile. This isn't trying to be clickbait or anything, but I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was interesting, and I hope y'all enjoy it. So firstly, really looking at the tray here, you can see I don't really have some great draw power as far as wetland birds go. So we are going second this game versus Lone Elder. So I am thinking my opponent is going to take the Mute Swan. Mute Swan goes nice with the end around goals. If he doesn't, I'll probably take it. It's a little expensive, but you know, I also obviously have the House Finch. Sticks out to me. It's a possible full tuck scenario, but you know, again, going second, I don't think I'm gonna grab that, so probably have the Grebe in my mind at this point. The Petrel's okay, but just very expensive, only one egg space, and I think it's just a little bit too costly at this point. I look at the Pileated Woodpecker, but I don't have a great, you know, forest as far as, you know, another cavity nest bird. I know the Pileated Woodpecker can be great, but I'm not really going for a big forest engine. I'm really focusing on my House Finch, trying to support him in the Grassland. And maybe it surprises some, I pick up the Goldcrest just because if we, you know, grab one of these wetland birds and we're going to be drawing a lot of cards and we don't have any birds giving us food, I may hold the Goldcrest for later play, maybe early round 2 or late round 1. You know, play the Goldcrest, grab some food, and then play some of those extra birds that I have in my hand. So my opponent did take the Mute Swan. Kind of what we thought. I went with the Grebe. Such a good bird that you can see, you know, 4 cards if you play him in the first slot. So my opponent plays the red start, and we did keep a fish for our starting hand, so I think I go ahead and gain food here and grab that extra fish in the bird feeder. Kind of glossed over it, but we got the bird counter bonus card, which will go great with the House Finch, and hopefully we can draw some other tuck power birds. Always interested to see strategy when you see the opening hand. Would y'all have kept the Pileated Woodpecker? Let me know in the comments. I enjoy reading them. Maybe I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. I've heard it called pileated. I've heard it called pileated. I've been calling it Pileated, so maybe it doesn't matter, but or maybe it depends on what country you come from, but I like saying Pileated. Anyway, my opponent looks like he's grabbing some food. Go ahead and lay eggs right here. I figure I'm gonna need to power my House Finch, try to cycle through some cards, so we're gonna get going on the drawing because this House Finch right now, it's just, that's all I got going for me. Kind of one-dimensional, so I need something to go with it. He does play the Mute Swan. He's got the red start. He's got a great start as well, so possible full tuck with that mute swan. We'll see. Of course, I draw the black woodpecker. Then there's the downy woodpecker in the tray, so the I don't know, that pleated woodpecker I passed on might have been good in hindsight. Look at all these forest birds I draw with cavity nests. That's wingspan for you. So that grebe purple martin sticks out, obviously. Not much of a choice there. I gotta go with that. It goes with the bonus card. We're gonna stick to our grassland strategy. And then the nightingale pops up, which is interesting. I think that's a must grab for me, honestly. I know I'm going to be giving my opponent some more food, but I need a food source bird to go with my tuckers, so I'm hoping he doesn't grab it. If he does, maybe he spends a turn as a denial, or if he grabs it and plays it, we get some extra food from him. So can't really go wrong here, but I'm hoping we get to use it at this point. He does not grab it, so I'm drawing cards again. I get the sandhill crane, which is interesting. Ooh, and the European bee eater. That's a favorite for me. So now I have two birds in the grassland that can give me food. And we have two tuckers. We have the sandhill crane, possibly for later. But I gotta start playing these birds. I like to have 3 or 4 birds by round 1, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, so we're maybe a little behind, but all these cards we're going to cycle through. I said the bee eater was one of my favorites. My favorite grassland bird right now is the white stork. Another question for the comments. Well, we'll call it the question of the video. What is your favorite grassland bird? Grassland bird you can play, or grassland engine bird. I like the white stork right now. Some people say it's overrated. Some people think it's way too powerful. That's probably, a discussion for another video, but I like it. You don't have to discard a card. You reset the tray. And when I grab that, I'm usually pretty set and I don't have to worry about a wetlands. So we're just taking our time here. I think I was contemplating playing the martin first, but I go with the nightingale and I go with the nightingale first because when I lay eggs, I'm going to grab another worm and get the bee eater down. One turn left. I think my opponent only has 2 birds. Yep. So he's ending with 2 birds. I'm ending with 2 birds. And it looks like we're going to tie the end of round, which is okay. And we get to go first in round 2. So obviously, pretty good start to the grasslands. We're not going to be touching the bird feeder much at all this game. The tray's not super exciting. Don't really want to give him more food with the hummingbird. Maybe he'll pick it up and give some food to me. Spotted owl. No real interest there. Don't have enough birds to take advantage of another bonus card. And horned lark. Oh, he did play the petrel. Okay. Interesting play there. Maybe debatable. Pretty expensive bird and doesn't really help you with the tucking scenario, but we'll see. I'm gonna grab some food here and get the martin down. Yeah, the horned lark, actually, if I had a different setup, I think it's a little underrated. It goes nicely with the end-around goal, but as far as an engine, not exactly what I'm looking for. So we're setting our ways. We're going to stick with our strategy, see what happens here. You know, if I'm my opponent in this scenario, I'm probably taking the hummingbird. I like some enjoy going a full wetlands engine, trying to tuck as many cards as possible, and just use that mute swan as much as I can. But sometimes it doesn't work out. Alright, so he did take the hummingbird. So we will be getting some extra food. Try to get the martin and the house finch down this round, and we will have a nice setup. So I'm ditching the gold crest, and these bonus cards look attractive to me just because maybe towards the end of the game, if I'm running out of egg space, I can drop some of these bombs at the end, free up some egg space, and get some extra points. When I first started Wingspan, I fell into the temptation to grab all the bonus card birds at first. But as you know, it doesn't help you progress as far as an engine, and sometimes you don't even have enough birds to take advantage of it. So if you're new to the game, that's my 2 cents. Don't go crazy on the bonus card birds at the start of the game. That's not always the case. There's always those situations where you just need a bird to play in your forest or something, but alright, so each time we activate our grassland, we should be getting at least 6 points, which is nice. I'm from Texas. We see these house finches quite a bit. House finches, barn swallows, roadrunners. So we've got birds with tucked cards. We're going to have at least, for the end around goal, we're going to have at least 2. I'm thinking with his mute swan, he'll probably play a third wetland bird, and at least if I was him, I'd try to snag that end around goal. Okay, so he plays the blue throat. That's more food for us, which is good. Blue throat is a nice bird, not gonna lie. 7 points, but we take the whooping crane, because why not? And then I get the Canada goose. Oh, and the bunting. I already have food production. Yeah, I definitely go with the goose here. It's a cheaper version of the crane. And I think that's going to probably be our 5th bird that we need to score some points in our grassland. It's a good start coming to the end of round 2, but I definitely don't think this game is, in the bag or anything. A lot can happen in the next 2 rounds, but I like our start. I like this grassland just because it doesn't have, your typical raven or your, killdeer, gull. Sometimes you get the eye roll when you play the raven. You just kind of expected to win every time, and it's nice to have a good grassland without those power 4 birds. Just cycling through, collecting our food, getting some tucks, and I think my game plan is to do that as much as possible till I run out of egg space. Looking at some of the cards I have, I've got the warbler. Didn't call it out at the time, but the warbler, the woodpecker, the spotted owl, and the I think it's another crane, bonus card bird. I think I misspoke earlier. I said the Canada goose was the cheaper version of the whooping crane. The whooping crane is the bonus card. I was talking about the sandhill crane. It's okay. Take it easy on me. So my opponent's drawing cards, probably getting some tucks. I'm surprised I tied the second round goal. With him playing the blue throat in the grassland, it doesn't look like he's going full tuck, but Alright, so things seem to be going according to plan. So now, assuming we have the seeds to discard, which shouldn't be a problem with the Nightingale, we will have a 4, 6, 7, 8 point turn every time we activate our Grassland, which is great. Maybe a 9 point turn if I discard some food for an extra egg. Alright, so this is our first activation of the Grassland with all 5 birds. This is the fun part. Cycle through some cards. And probably most importantly, score some points. I think we might be 100% on the European bee eater. I think. We might have missed one turn. I have to go back and look, but sometimes you get a bit unlucky with the bee eater, but we've had some success here. It also helps when my opponent's giving me hummingbird and blue throat food. Interesting. So he plays the swallow in the wetlands, so I don't know. That's another debatable move. If my opponent watches this, maybe he can explain their thinking. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I don't know. We have what, 8 turns left, and it just seems maybe a bit late for a full tuck in the wetlands. I don't know. That might have been a good pivot point to switch to Grassland. Especially since they probably have some extra cards. We will see. So, and they played the honey buzzard. I didn't really talk about that, but you know, you already have the hummingbird. I'm giving you food with the nightingale. You have the blue throat. Maybe they have a omnivore bonus card or something, but honey buzzard interesting because, you know, it's only going to activate 2 more times. Looks like I'm getting the birds that he could use in his wetlands, the blackbird and the gull. You know, they could have one of those birds, those teal power birds like the starling or something where you discard your extra food for more tucks. So maybe that's the thinking behind that. Don't have any more egg space really to fully utilize for our next turn, so pretty sure I need to play a bird at this point. So I decided to go with a 9-point play, the double bird. We've got this end around goal pretty much cinched up. So they played the turtle dove. Interesting. Hoping that's a whiff on a bonus card. We'll see. Go ahead and play the other bonus card bird I have. So we get ecologist. That's not bad at all. Sometimes I like to play bonus cards, more bonus cards in round 3 than round 4. Not all the time, but if it's something I can actively pursue, I want to have turns left to try to meet those bonus card requirements. I don't know. That play might be debatable because I had egg space to do my engine, but turned out being a 9-point play, I think, so we're good. Killdeer in the tray and bush tit. And I think I grabbed both of these just in case my opponent needed them for some reason. For tucking purposes, I no intention of playing those, but so again, we're coming up on limited egg space. I know I can't just lay eggs the last 4 turns, so I'm thinking we could at least play the owl. That only gives me, 2 more egg spaces, but so he plays the American white pelican. He might have that fishery manager or wetland scientist bonus card. We'll see. Yeah, I almost took the goal here, but the goal, of course, goes with my bird counter bonus card, and I'm thinking this Grassland engine, it's going well, but with limited egg space, I think I'm going to play the owl and possibly the goal. And with ecologist, that's going to, just maximize our turn, score us more points. End of round goal, cards in hand. It's a tough round 4 goal. I think most would agree, unless you are in a full tuck scenario, or maybe you have a killdeer to help you out with that. It's hard to waste turns drawing cards when they're probably not going to score me the most points. I decided with the ring build goal. 5-point play. It's not the highest point bird, but the egg space and whatnot, it's gonna help me out with my ecologist bonus card. So pretty solid game here. I'm pretty certain we're gonna at least break 100 at this point. My opponent's probably pretty close in there, maybe 90s, high 80s maybe. We'll see. All right. So we got another 8-point play, which is great. All right, so we can either lay eggs one more time for a 4-point play, or we can play the spotted owl for a guaranteed 6 points. They played the green heron a while back, or a couple turns ago. I'm kind of fuzzy on that. It didn't look like it worked out as far as his wetlands. It seems like a bit too late. It would have been great to pair with the pelican earlier, but I don't know, it didn't seem to come together. We're not going to try to win this goal, like I mentioned. This is your guaranteed 6 points. And we whiff on a bonus card. So, 6 points, that's it. Someone said in my other video that my mouse pointer was very large. I've been playing like that for a long time. I don't know if it's my resolution. I didn't know how to change it in the settings, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. It's kind of funny, I never really noticed until someone pointed that out. So that is our game. He's finishing up his turn. Let's see where we land. All right. Pretty close so far. There goes that grassland, people. And tucks. Let's see. 124.98. There you go. We both had 27 tucks apiece. That's interesting. But pretty much killed the eggs portion of the game. He had Visionary Leader and Viticulturist. So very respectable score from Lone Elder. 98 points. It was a good game. Good old Grassland, people. Thank you for watching. See you later.